There's something powerful about being ignored. When no one is watching you, when no one is cheering you on, that's when your true character is built. That's when you stop seeking approval and start seeking growth. Being overlooked isn't a curse, it's a gift. It's the freedom to become something extraordinary without anyone trying to shape you into their idea of success. The world measures success by applause and awards, but the truth is, real success happens long before the crowd shows up. It happens when you keep showing up for yourself day after day, even when nobody notices. It's in the long, quiet hours. It's in the doubts you fight off. It's in the promises you make to yourself and keep when nobody's holding you accountable but you. Being overlooked is often seen as an insult, a slight, or a reason to give up. But in reality, it can be one of the greatest advantages you'll ever have. When no one is paying attention to you, you are free. You are free from the noise of outside opinions. You are free from the crushing weight of other people's expectations. You are free to build something real, something lasting, without the pressure to meet someone else's timeline. When no one is watching, you can make mistakes quietly, learn lessons deeply, and strengthen your foundation without fear of judgment. In a world that is obsessed with overnight success, being overlooked gives you the luxury of growing at your own pace. Most people want recognition early. They want applause before they've earned it. But the truth is, early recognition can be a trap. When you are seen too soon, you are judged too soon. Expectations can suffocate growth. Critics can derail focus. Success built on shallow attention is fragile. It crumbles the moment the spotlight moves on. But when you are overlooked, you are left alone with your craft, your dreams, your mission. You are given the time to fail privately and succeed silently until what you've built is so strong, it doesn't need validation to survive. This is the unseen advantage of being ignored. You are underestimated, which means you are underestimated by the competition, underestimated by the doubters, and underestimated by the ones who thought they knew your limits. And that underestimation gives you space to exceed them. There is a quiet confidence that comes from building yourself in the shadows. You stop performing for approval. You stop chasing likes and praise. You stop living for the world's applause and start living for your own growth. You measure your progress by who you were yesterday, not by who notices you today. You become grounded in something deeper than recognition. You become grounded in purpose. Purpose doesn't demand an audience. Purpose doesn't need a stage. It thrives in the unseen hours, in the unnoticed work, in the relentless pursuit of excellence that no one claps for. That kind of growth is powerful because it's real. Eventually, the world catches up. They notice what they missed. They realize the potential they overlooked. But by the time they see you, you won't need their approval. You won't need their permission. You will already know who you are. You will already know what you're capable of. And you will already be living the life you built for yourself when no one was watching. Their regret is not your reward. Your reward is the strength you gained in the silence, the resilience you forged in the solitude, and the unstoppable momentum you created without needing anyone to believe in you but yourself. Being overlooked is not a signal to stop. It's an invitation to go deeper. It's a challenge to trust your journey even when no one else sees the value in it. It's a reminder that the most important growth happens away from the spotlight. Roots grow underground before flowers bloom above the surface. Muscles grow in the hidden strain before they show visible strength. And greatness is built in the unseen struggles before it ever earns public praise. Embrace being overlooked. Let it sharpen you, not shatter you. Let it build you, not break you. The world may not see you yet, but that doesn't mean you're not becoming something extraordinary. It just means you have more time to build something so real, so powerful, and so deeply unshakable that when your time comes, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. Success is often pictured as something external, a prize to win, a status to achieve, a finish line to cross where the world finally applauds. But the truth is, real success doesn't start on the outside. It begins inside. It's not about the trophies on the shelf or the titles after your name. It's about the quiet, personal victories you win long before anyone else knows your name. Success is an internal journey first. And if you don't conquer yourself, no external achievement will ever feel like enough. Before you build a life that others admire, you have to build a mindset you can trust. You have to face your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. You have to be willing to do the work that no one else can see. The kind of work that doesn't come with a paycheck or applause, but changes you at your core. The world teaches us to chase recognition. It teaches us to seek validation from others. But if your identity is tied to external praise, your confidence will rise and fall with every opinion you hear. You'll find yourself on a roller coaster you can't control, celebrating when they approve and crumbling when they don't. True success is quieter than that. It's steadier. It's knowing who you are when no one is watching. It's making decisions based on values, not popularity. It's choosing the harder right over the easier wrong, even when it costs you. Success is waking up proud of the person you're becoming, regardless of whether anyone else notices or cares. There will be seasons where it feels like you're invisible. You'll be working hard, growing, sacrificing, and still no recognition will come. Those are the moments that matter most. That is when the internal journey shows its true power. Because when you can persevere without applause, when you can believe without evidence, when you can stay true without validation, that's when you become unstoppable. You're not waiting for permission. You're not dependent on external circumstances. You're building from a place so deep and rooted that no storm can shake you. The world often sees only the results, never the roots. They see the breakthrough, not the breakdowns. They see the celebration, not the years of silent struggle. But you know the late nights you endured, the fears you wrestled with, the doubts you silenced, the countless times you could have given up but chose to take one more step forward. And that knowing, that internal strength, is what defines real success. Because even if everything were stripped away, the awards, the recognition, the opportunities, you would still have something that can never be taken, the person you became along the way. If success is only about what you gain, it will never satisfy you. But if success is about who you become, you will find a fulfillment that nothing external can touch. You'll realize that the biggest victories were never about beating someone else or proving something to the world. They were about mastering yourself, your patience, your discipline, your integrity. They were about choosing growth over comfort, persistence over quitting, purpose over approval. When you understand that success is an internal journey first, you stop rushing. You stop comparing. You stop needing validation at every step. You realize that your timeline is your own, and the real reward is becoming a person of strength, character, and resilience. And when you live that way, external success often follows, not as the goal, but as a reflection of the internal journey you chose to commit to. It's no longer about whether the world applauds. Pain is inevitable on the journey to anything meaningful. You cannot chase a big dream. You cannot fight for a real purpose without running into obstacles that bruise your spirit and test your limits. Pain shows up when things move slower than you hoped, when people doubt you, when failure feels closer than success. But pain by itself doesn't make you stronger. It's what you do with it that matters. And the bridge between pain and power is patience. Patience teaches you to sit with the discomfort instead of running from it. It teaches you to hold your ground when it would be easier to give up. It teaches you to believe in a future that hasn't shown up yet. Without patience, pain just makes you bitter. With patience, pain makes you unstoppable. The world moves fast, and it tries to convince you that you should too. That if your dreams don't happen overnight, they're not meant for you. That if you haven't succeeded quickly, you never will. But the real growth, the kind that builds something unbreakable inside you, takes time. It takes enduring the long seasons where nothing seems to be happening on the surface. It takes pushing forward when the progress is so slow it feels invisible. Patience is not passive. It's not waiting around hoping things will change. Patience is active. It's choosing to keep working, keep believing, keep giving your best, even when the results are delayed. It's trusting that the seeds you planted will eventually grow, even if today looks empty. Pain tries to whisper that you're wasting your time, that all your effort is pointless, that you're not good enough, smart enough, strong enough. But patience answers back with something stronger. It says, this is not the end, this is the middle. It reminds you that nothing meaningful comes without endurance, that diamonds are made under pressure, that greatness is forged in fire, not comfort. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, all of it becomes raw material you can use, but only if you have the patience to stay in the process long enough to transform it. Power doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from facing it, learning from it, and using it as fuel. When you are patient, you stop needing immediate rewards to validate your effort. You stop living for quick wins and start living for deep change. You recognize that the longer you stay committed through adversity, the more unshakable you become. Most people quit when it gets hard. Most people walk away when the results are delayed. That's why true power is rare. True power belongs to those who are willing to carry the pain without letting it poison them, who are willing to endure the silence without doubting their voice, who are willing to persist through the slow days, the hard nights, the unseen battles, because they know that patience is not weakness. Patience is strength under control. The hardest thing about patience is believing that unseen effort still matters, that every small step, every unnoticed act of discipline, every quiet sacrifice is adding up to something bigger than you can see right now. But it is. Every moment you stay committed builds momentum. Every tear you wipe away and still choose to keep going adds to your strength. Patience transforms pain into wisdom, into courage, into resilience. It turns every hardship into a building block for a future so strong that no setback can shake it. Your pain is real, but it does not have to be wasted. Be patient. Keep moving. Trust the process. Because on the other side of that patience is not just success. It's a version of you that pain could not break. It's a version of you that knows what it means to endure, to transform, to rise stronger than you ever thought possible. That is the real power. And it is built one patient day at a time. Growth is one of the most misunderstood processes in life. We live in a world that celebrates outcomes, not the effort that builds them. We see the highlight reels, the moments of success, the breakthroughs. But what we don't see is the long, invisible journey that made them possible. Growth happens in silence. It happens when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when no one even believes it's happening. It happens deep inside, beneath the surface of what's visible. Before it becomes obvious, it is slow, it is subtle, and often it feels like nothing is happening at all. But the truth is, those invisible seasons are the most important ones. Growth is invisible before it's inevitable. The frustration comes when you work hard and see no results, when you put in the hours, the energy, the heart, and everything looks the same on the outside. It's easy to think you're stuck. It's easy to believe you're failing, but you're not. You're building something that can't yet be seen. You're laying the foundation that will one day support a structure so strong that it can weather any storm. You are like a seed buried in the ground. No one sees the roots stretching deep. No one sees the internal strength being built. But one day the surface will break, and what once was hidden will become undeniable. What once looked like nothing will suddenly seem unstoppable. But it never was nothing. It was everything. It was just invisible. When you understand this truth, you stop rushing the process. You stop judging your progress by what is immediately visible. You start valuing the unseen work, the discipline, the sacrifices, the resilience. You realize that mastery is not built overnight. Confidence is not built by accident. Strength is not born from ease. All of it is shaped in moments when you keep showing up despite the silence, despite the setbacks, despite the absence of recognition. Growth demands faith. Faith that what you are doing today matters, even if no one else can see it. Faith that persistence will pay off, even if you don't know when. There is a moment, always, when growth shifts from invisible to inevitable. It's the tipping point. It's when all the unseen work compounds into a visible breakthrough. Suddenly, people call it overnight success, but you know better. You know the nights you stayed up late working when you could have quit. You know the mornings you started over after failure. You know the battles fought in the quiet of your own mind. Battles no one ever applauded, but battles that built you into someone unstoppable. The inevitable success is simply the outward reflection of all the invisible growth. The danger is quitting too soon, stopping before the roots have taken hold, giving up because you can't yet see the progress you crave. But those who trust the process, those who endure the invisible seasons without giving up, are the ones who eventually experience the inevitable breakthrough. They are the ones who move from overlooked to undeniable, from underestimated to unforgettable. They are the ones who don't just achieve success, they embody it. So if you are in a season where nothing seems to be happening, don't lose heart. Stay steady. Stay faithful. Keep planting, keep watering, keep tending the unseen. Every act of effort is shaping something inside you that will one day be impossible to ignore. Growth is not a straight line. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's mostly invisible until it's not. And when it finally shows itself to the world, it will look sudden, but you'll know the truth. Into the dark, grown in the silence and earned through patience. Growth is invisible before it's inevitable. Trust that. There's a temptation we all face, the urge to prove ourselves to the world, to silence the doubters, to impress the critics, to win the approval of people who never believed in us in the first place. It's a loud, constant pressure to show everyone that we are capable, valuable, worthy. But the deeper truth is this: The only person you ever need to prove anything to is yourself. Real fulfillment doesn't come from changing someone else's mind. It comes from changing your own belief about who you are and what you can become. Chasing external validation is an endless game. Even if you win today, you'll have to keep winning tomorrow. Their approval is fleeting and their opinions are fickle. But the pride you build from proving something to yourself, that stays. That's the kind of victory no one can take away. Proving it to yourself means setting your own standard for success. It means defining your worth from within, not letting it be decided by those who don't even know your full story. It's about living by your own values, your own dreams, your own truth. When you focus on proving it to yourself, you stop letting other people's expectations dictate your actions. You stop needing their applause to feel like you're making progress. You stop being a puppet pulled by the strings of approval. Instead, you become grounded. You become someone who moves with quiet certainty, someone who doesn't have to shout about their journey because they're too busy living it. There will always be people who don't believe in you. There will always be critics who underestimate you, who question your motives, who dismiss your efforts. If you spend your life trying to convert them, you'll waste energy that should be used to build yourself. You owe it to yourself to take all that doubt, all that rejection, and turn it into fuel, not to convince them, but to strengthen you. Because at the end of the day, they don't live your life, they don't carry your dreams, they don't walk your path, you do. And you're the one who has to look in the mirror and know that you stay true to who you are and what you want. When you set out to prove it to yourself, something shifts. You stop needing fast results to feel validated. You're willing to play the long game. You're willing to keep going when progress is slow and recognition is non-existent. You're willing to endure the setbacks without losing faith because you know the journey is building something inside you, even when no one else sees it. Proving it to yourself isn't about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about honoring your own effort, your own discipline, your own commitment to growth. It's the difference between living a life of reaction and living a life of purpose. And here's the secret. When you finally reach the place you've been working toward, when you achieve the thing you once only dreamed of, the opinions that used to weigh so heavily on you will no longer matter. You won't care if they notice. You won't care if they applaud. Because the real reward will already be yours. The knowledge that you didn't give up, that you didn't compromise, that you proved to yourself that you were capable all along. And that inner strength, that unshakable pride, is worth more than 1,000 standing ovations. Don't live your life trying to prove your worth to those who never took the time to understand you. Live your life proving to yourself that you are stronger, braver, and more capable than even you once believed. Let your growth be your validation. Let your persistence be your applause. You don't owe them anything, but you owe yourself everything. And that is the only proof that truly matters. Legacy isn't built in the spotlight. It's not crafted through grand moments when everyone is paying attention. Legacy is built quietly, patiently, and often in complete obscurity. It's formed in the choices you make when no one's around to applaud or criticize you. It's forged in the hours you spend perfecting your craft, helping others without recognition, doing the right thing simply because it's right, not because there's a reward waiting for you. While the world tends to celebrate the final product, the real work, the real foundation of your legacy happens when no one is watching. It's easy to act with integrity when there's an audience. It's easy to show up when praise is guaranteed. But who are you when there's no one to impress? That's the real question that defines your legacy. It's the discipline to practice your skills day after day when progress feels slow. It's the kindness you extend to people who can't offer you anything in return. It's the sacrifices you make that no one ever knows about. In these quiet moments, the ones that seem small, even forgettable, are the bricks you lay to build something that will outlast you. Many chase visibility, believing that being seen is the same as being significant. But attention fades, trends change, crowds move on. A legacy, however, is different. A legacy is the imprint you leave on the hearts of people, on the culture you touched, on the values you stood for. It's not measured in likes, followers, or headlines. It's measured in lives changed, in paths made easier for those who come after you, in the example you set by living your truth even when no one clapped for you. It's measured in the quiet ripple effects you'll never fully see. If you focus only on being noticed, you'll burn out chasing a moving target. But if you focus on becoming someone worth remembering, you'll build something lasting. You'll understand that greatness isn't proven by the volume of the applause, but by the depth of your consistency. Every early morning, you choose discipline over comfort. Every tough decision where you choose principle over popularity. Every silent battle, you fight with courage. That's where your legacy is being shaped. There will be long seasons where your work feels invisible, where your sacrifices go unnoticed, where it seems like no one cares or even realizes what you're building, and that's exactly where most people quit. But those who keep going, those who stay true when the world offers no confirmation, are the ones who eventually leave a mark so deep it can't be erased. Your legacy isn't about one viral moment. It's about thousands of unseen moments that build a life of meaning and impact. You know, the truth is, people might forget what you said, they might forget what you did in a single moment, but they will never forget how you made them feel over time. They will remember the consistency of your character. They will remember how you made them feel seen, valued, inspired. And none of that is built when you're trying to be impressive. It's built when you're trying to be real, to be good, to be excellent, even when there's no audience and no reward in sight. Your legacy will not be written by accident. It will be a direct result of the small choices you make when you think no one is paying attention. And one day, when people finally do look back, when the picture of your life comes into focus, they won't just see a few great moments. They'll see a lifetime of quiet strength, a lifetime of patience, resilience, integrity, and purpose, a lifetime that mattered because you chose to build it from the inside out, even when no one was watching. That is the legacy worth leaving behind.